Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for coming back. You can watch our last video of the Sandbush series right here. We looked over the song Revival. Now, we're going to look over the song Future Man off of the Strength in Numbers album. The reason we're going to be looking at this song is because instead of just the backbeat like Revival, this song also showcases what we call the upbeat of the music. We're going to kind of learn what that feels like. It kind of helps propel this song forward. So let's take a look at it. Future Man. I wanted to say my line. This song is more Bon Jovi than it is Bluegrass. The reason this intro is so cool is because we don't only have the backbeats that are on 2 and 4, beats 2 and 4, we also have these upbeats that happen on the and of 2 and on the and of 4. So this helps the feeling of propelling the song forward, rhythmically speaking. It gives it a little bit more interesting character. So if I just played the backbeat to this, it would sound like this. Which is cool, but if we added that upbeat to it, much more cooler. So before I teach the chords of this, we're going to clap the rhythm so we can get a better feel for it. So let's go ahead and clap those backbeats. So on the 2 and the 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happens when we add those upbeats on the and of 2 and on the and of 4? Let's go ahead and do that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Great. Feel good? Do you know where the upbeats are? So let's go ahead and pick up the mandolin and try to do the same thing, but we're going to rake, which means just making our pick go across the strings, with the 2 and the 4 backbeat, and then we're going to add the upbeats to that. So the backbeats are going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. On the and of 2 and the and of 4, let's add those backbeats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... All right, now that we have that, let's go ahead and show you the chord shapes that we're going to be using over that rhythm. So first chord up is an E minor. So there's a couple ways you can play this. I think he's playing it like this. So we're going to play a B, an E, a B, and an E. Looks something like this. 4, 2, 2, open. The next chord is a B minor. So we're going to play that with a B in the bass and then an open D. The next chord is an A. It's just like the A in the last video, the Revival video. It's A, E, A, E. So 2, 2, open, open. And then we go back up to the B minor, and then back to the E minor. So it's a big loop. So E minor, B minor, A, back to B minor, back to E. Perfect. So you might be wondering, why are we playing our chord shapes like this? Well, the reason we're doing that is because these chord shapes allow us to have our ring and pinky fingers open. When we're chopping, this is really important, as we watched in the last video. They clamp down and stop the chord from ringing out. So with each of these chords, we can do that. So let's add these chords to the rhythm of the backbeat and with the upbeat in it. It's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So all we have to add is our chops on the 2 and the 4. So the way I like to think about how these correlate to each other is that anything we hit on the and of 4 and the chop on 2 are phrased together. So really the way I'm feeling this is chord, and then the chop is the ending phrase to this little phrase. So that's our whole little phrase that repeats. So let's go ahead and try this. So on those backbeats 2 and 4, we're going to chop, And then on the ands, we're going to hold out the chords. So the chords sound like they're blossoming almost, like, and then we cut it off on those backbeats. And right off the bat, we start off with the and of 4. So when I count off 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that and actually is the beginning of the E, the first E that we hit, E minor. Let's give this a try real slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Perfect. A little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice! So at the end of the intros, we have a couple different chords that we're going to have to look at, and let's go ahead and do that. So it starts off after we play this loop. It goes to a D. So there's a few ways you can play this. It's hard to tell what Sam's doing in this, but you can play it with a D on the G string, so 7th fret, open, open. So 7, open, open. Or you can play it 7th fret, 4th fret on the D string, and then open A. So either way, you can play that D like that. Next one is a B minor. It's the same B minor we just made. Goes to another A, but this time the A is extended. It goes over a couple more measures. There's something cool that happens that we're going to look at, but let's get that far first. So that part sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. All right, so what I want you to check out in this song is when we get to this part where it goes from E minor to D to B minor to A, when it gets to A, I want you to check out the variations that Sam does. I have the transcriptions to some of those variations on my Patreon, which you can go to right here and find the sheet music. So these variations are really close to each other. They just have a few things that are a little bit different. But if we take away and extrapolate, one really cool thing from this is the use of groupings of 16th notes. So within our quarter beat, we have 4 16th notes. We talked about this in the last video. We used watermelon as our example. So watermelon, 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 watermelon. Watermelon has 4 syllables. 4 of those beats fit into a quarter beat, which is this. Watermelon, watermelon. Okay, so what Sam does is he's really good at using 16th notes in chopping within that watermelon to make it sound really cool. So a variation could be this. So let's practice this. On the 1, we're going to hit a chop, and on the other 3 notes, we're just going to hit a G, a muted G, like this. So if we hit the 1 and the muted Gs together through a whole measure, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember our watermelon. Watermelon, 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 watermelon. So another way to count this, instead of using watermelon, we can count this as 1 E and a. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. That works as well. This allows us to see where each of the beat lies. So next what we're going to do, 1 on the E, we're going to chop on the E and then go back to our muted notes. So it's muted note, chop on the E, and then 2 muted notes after that. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. You might notice that that's on the offbeat. And what I do with the offbeat is I'm going to chop upwards. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Let's try with the next syllable, which is and, which is going to be a downstroke. So 1, 2, 3 and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. You see where this is going. The last one's going to be the 1 E and a. Let's try it. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. All right, so you can practice this back to back. I'm going to do it a little bit faster, but you can take this at any tempo you want. So let's watch this. E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a. All right, so there's one more part to this. We just need to add a A chop chord. So the A chop chord that we went over in the last video, it's the same one we're using for this. It's an A, E, A, E. So 2, 2, open, open. All right, so if we added that into that exercise, it sounds like this. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. So if you practice this enough, you can make your own variations over the ending of this part. So I could go... Try your own. So I'm going to play the variations that are in the sheet music just so you can hear them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Waving my arms, this is the chorus. So let's talk about this chorus. This chorus has a different feel. It's really cool. Let's talk about the chords and then the rhythm. So the first chord is a C. Next chord is an A. Next chord is a D. Then we have a B. B major instead of B minor like in the beginning part. So the chorus sounds like this with the rhythm. So that rhythm, ba ba da, ba ba da, ba ba da, ba ba da. Let's try that. I'll count us in. Picking is going to be down, up, down, down, up, down. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. The reason we're doing down, up, down is think of that first down, up part as being. Say there's 4 beats in there like our watermelon. We're literally taking the watermelon, the wah part of watermelon, and the very tail end of that and playing just those 2 notes. Ba, ba, da. So let's try it again real slow. Play along with me, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, da, da. 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 And make sure you're playing the full chord, and then for the up stroke, you're just playing the bass note. Bass, bass, bass. And then going from measure 13 to 16, we have beats that are anticipated. So the chord after we hit the chop is anticipated. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the cool thing about this is we're still hitting the backbeat on 2 and 4, but we're hitting right after that, we're hitting the chord that's coming next. So the chords are C, A, this time we're playing it with a C sharp in the bass. So C sharp, E, A. Then we have a D. Then we have a B with the 3rd in the bass, a D sharp, to an E minor, same position, you shift it up, and then to a C. So right after we chop, we want to make sure we put those chords right behind it. Again, slowly, it sounds like this. 3, 4. So one more really cool thing to talk about, and this is going to kind of help get our speed up with the chop. If you listen to 3:18 in this song, that's measure 17 through 19 on the sheet music, Sam does this type of chop really fast. You might be wondering, what is that? So instead of just 4 notes, so instead of watermelon, we actually, in the same beat cycle, we're actually putting 6 notes in there. So instead of this, watermelon, 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 let's put a 6 syllable, or we can even break it up into 3. I'm going to do hamburger, hamburger, because I can. Watermelon, this is the 16th notes, 4 notes. Watermelon, watermelon, right? And then going into our 6-note cycle. So hamburger, 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 hamburger. Woo, that's hard to say. But what that translates to on the mandolin is this. Instead of this, 3, 4. Watermelon, 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 watermelon. We do this. 3, 4. So there's 6 notes in there. So it's really 3 beat cycles back to back. So it's 3, 3. Adds up to be 6. So the way that's strummed out on the mandolin is it's down, down, and then up, down, up. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. If we wanted to practice that with the chop right on the first beat, it sounds like this. 3, 4. Now what I want you to do is just practice that slowly and then move it up through the metronome. So a little bit faster is like this. 3, 4. And you can just keep doing this for days. And days. Until you get it right. And if you practice that enough, just like that, you can do really stupid stuff like this. So just as an overview, I want you to learn this song, especially the intro or verse intro thing and the chorus. Play along with the record. That's the #1 way to get really, really good and to sound like Sam's chop. It's just to play along with the record and try to sound and emulate exactly what he does. Luckily, you have the sheet music here. You have all the resources. If you have any questions, let me know. Put it in the comment. Maybe I'll do a video that's going to help answer some of those questions later on in the month. The second homework, remember, is to take those 4 beat cycles and to put the chop in each note. So you put it on the 1, put it on the E, put it on the and the So next bit of homework is to work on the 6 note phrases within a beat. So hamburger, 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 hamburger. If you want good practice, you can actually switch back and forth between those. So you can go hamburger, 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 watermelon, watermelon, hamburger, 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 watermelon, watermelon. Or hamburger, 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 watermelon, watermelon, hamburger, 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 watermelon, watermelon. And lastly, I just want you guys to enjoy yourself. Enjoy playing music. It's one of the great things in life. Music's amazing. And I will see you next video.